When insurance companies or defense attorneys representing insurance companies, when they say you got too much treatment, what does that look like? What are they really meaning as far as the effect of that when they're saying there was too much treatment?
Well, usually that's kind of coupled with, we didn't think that you were injured this bad.
So they're not going to cover the excess of that magic number?
A lot of times we see it with either physical therapy or chiropractic treatment. Maybe specific things that happened in those treatments are not by the book of what they say should happen. Meaning, like, if you go to physical therapy and they do this, 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 and this, well, maybe they should have only done this, this, and that. You know what I mean? And then especially with chiropractic treatment, they'll do the same thing. They'll say, okay, well, this was too much treatment because, the standards or whatever the industry standards that they're using to evaluate things say, oh, you should only go 3 days a week, and you cannot have, say, you can't have massage therapy and chiropractic manipulation in the same visit.
Right.
So a lot of times those are just, arbitrary tactics that they're saying. But then also, like I said, they may say, like you said, they go to the ER, someone does not have health insurance. Okay, so that pretty much, if they don't have health insurance and a means to pay, that's going to preclude them to go to pretty much any private doctor.
Right.
So even some urgent cares. I mean, we have private urgent cares that you don't have insurance, then it's going to be $200.
Copay $100 minimum.
Yeah. And so, a lot of times the only avenue someone has is an emergency room. It's the only place they're going to get to go and not be turned away.
And someone tell them, like, you're okay, or like you're not. I mean, there's a legitimate concern of, like, am I, everyone hears stories about what happens when people decide not to go to the hospital, and it's, devastating. So, I mean, everyone's heard those stories.
Exactly, especially with head injuries.
Yeah.
We see where they may not catch it the first time, but then a couple of days, the person may be, the client or injured party may be experiencing, more fogginess. Maybe they had a fainting episode, something like that. And they're like, okay, this head injury is worse than I thought. And like you said, a lot of times their discharge paperwork, if they don't have a primary care physician, will say, return to the ER. So that's a big thing. But, what I want people to hear too is the fact that if you're dealing with this on your own, you don't necessarily have to trust that insurance adjuster to say, oh, well, we're not going to cover the second time you went to the emergency room.
Right.
Because, again, they can say whatever they want to say. They're not attorneys. You don't have to trust them. In fact, you should not trust them at all.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing we like to talk about, is the fact that don't let them say the gap in treatment and stuff to, defeat your case. Don't let them use those tactics against you. That's kind of what I want people to know about.
Right.
Because like you said, everybody's probably going to deal with this at some point, and many of our clients deal with this exact kind of thing, whether they go back to an ER or, it takes 3 weeks to get into their primary care physician. With COVID, we had it, I had several cases from 2020 and 2021 where it may take 3 to 6 months to even get an appointment.
Yeah.
A specialist, maybe you're referred to a specialist and that specialist says, okay, well, we can get you in, but it'll be in September, and what are you supposed to do then? And that insurance adjuster is probably immediately going to tell that claimant, we're not paying for that.
Yeah. And again, that's assuming that they can even get that referral. And like you said, it's without a means to pay and health insurance.
They're going to use any gap to basically say that it's not covered. And there's plenty of legitimate reasons for that.
Yeah. If it even occurs in the first place.
Exactly.
Yeah. But,
so that's kind of like, that's probably one of the bigger ones with medical, like how they kind of use your actual medical treatment against you.
Right.